So let me get a few more questions here. This is Francois Foster on Instagram. I recently watched Dark Girls and Light Girls and didn't understand why they didn't share the light-skinned people think they experience colorism. Don't experience colorism. So I had this discussion on a panel on colorism in Hollywood on Thursday. Thinking about the social systems, systemic hierarchies, they don't go in reverse. And so a lot of people relegate colorism to bullying, right? Or you're being mean to someone. And so there are people who are mean to light-skinned people, right? That is getting bullied, that is being teased, or people just not liking you, right? But that does not equate to an entire social system that marginalizes light-skinned people. And so light-skinned people don't experience colorism because they are not systemically marginalized because of their skin tone. They're not structurally oppressed. They're not institutionally oppressed and marginalized and discriminated against, relegated from opportunities, given limited access to social capital because of their skin tone, right? And so we have to elevate conversations about colorism to the systemic level, to the structural level. And more importantly, what I often have to say is that what light-skinned people describe when they say they experience colorism, or what light-skinned people are describing when they say they experience quote-unquote reverse colorism, is often a response to their privilege. It's often a response to the fact that they benefit from a system that perpetuates violence and oppression against dark-skinned people. And then the third thing I'll say is that light-skinned people, especially light-skinned Black people, but light-skinned people in all cultures really, now that I'm saying it, light-skinned people across the globe have actively participated in that system of discrimination and marginalization against dark-skinned people. Because a lot of times when I hear conversations around, oh, well, you know, the dark-skinned girls didn't like me, or dark-skinned girls were mean to me, or they pulled my hair, there's this assumption of light-skinned innocence. I just want to pause on that for a moment. And that conversation plays into systemic colorism. The assumption of light-skinned innocence, the assumption that there couldn't be any possible reason that these light-skinned girls might be experiencing backlash. There couldn't be any possible reason that these light-skinned people might be distrusted in their community. There's no fathomable reason why dark-skinned people want to have safe spaces away from light-skinned people, right? Because there very much is a fathomable reason, and that is because many, many communities of light-skinned people have actively hoarded opportunities, have actively discriminated against darker-skinned people of the same race by not hiring them into their jobs, not allowing them into their churches, not allowing them into their social organizations, not allowing them into their, what was the other one I was going to say? Jobs. I think I might have said that. And, their neighborhoods, right? So having neighborhoods where only wealthy light-skinned people can have ownership here. And so light-skinned people do not experience colorism in the way that they often try to say it, right? Now, what I say is, for those people who are told they're not light enough, that is a form of colorism, right? If you are technically light-skinned, but you're darker than, I don't know, say a Zendaya, right? And so people prefer Zendaya over you because you're not light enough. That is a form of colorism because you're not light enough. We need the lightest, and any type of darkness, like you're getting too dark. You know, you're not dark, but you're getting close to dark, right? Like that can be a type of colorism. But a lot of times they're talking about it as in, dark-skinned people were mean to light-skinned people. And that's not colorism. More often than not, it's that dark person's perception or response to the fact that this person or people like this person benefit from my oppression and my marginalization. All right? Yeah, there's this, because on Thursday we had this question come up during the panel, and there's always this feigning of complete innocence. And I think in order to repair the relationships between dark-skinned people and light-skinned people, especially women, I think in order to repair our sisterhoods across the color spectrum, We need our more privileged sisters to 100% stand in the fact that they are privileged and not try to equate their experiences with ours, because that fuels the distrust. And so any light-skinned person listening, if you aren't just unequivocally acknowledging that you are privileged, that colorism is a systemic problem that marginalizes and commits violence and stigma against dark-skinned people, like if you're not standing in that fact, that reality, then dark-skinned people don't owe you trust. Dark-skinned people don't owe you our friendship. Dark-skinned women don't owe you our sisterhood, right? That's the other thing too. I know I'm going beyond like my topic for today, but light-skinned people are not entitled to being my friend, right? Light-skinned people are not entitled to my quote unquote kindness, right? And there's this sort of entitlement that everyone should treat me, as if I am on a red carpet. And that's just not the case. People aren't going to always like me for whatever reason. And they are entitled to that. But especially people who are more marginalized than I am.